Hello and welcome to Pixel Aquarium. I know it's been a while since the last video, but recently I had the privilege of visiting the big island of Hawaii and also had the opportunity to see many of the rare native birds of that island. Hawaii, being a very isolated island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, used to have probably almost 100 or maybe even over 100 species of endemic birds. Today, it probably has around 30, give or take a few. This is because in the past few centuries, it's undergone a massive ecological collapse due to invasive species and invasive diseases, particularly avian malaria, which wiped out most of the birds which live in the lowlands of Hawaii. Today, if you want to see native birds, your best bet is to head up above around 4,000 feet above sea level, where conditions are not so good for mosquitoes to breed. That's exactly what I did on a few days of my trip to Hawaii, and I'd like to share with you today a few of the birds that I saw. The first endemic bird of Hawaii that I saw was the common amakihi. This is a small yellow bird and a member of the Hawaiian honey creepers. I found it mostly foraging around flowers, and occasionally on the trip I would see it eating insects, so that's quite interesting. This was probably the bird that I saw the most of on the trip. They appear to be relatively common for a Hawaii endemic bird. Most Hawaiian endemic birds are endangered. I believe only the amakihi and the apapane, which is the next bird I'll show you here, a very vibrant red bird, those are the only two that aren't endangered. The apapane is probably, I believe, the most common of the native Hawaiian honey creepers, and it's the only one that's left on all of the major islands. Of course, it is not immune to the avian malaria, and apparently they have a 60% mortality rate. So it is actually simply amazing that they're doing as well as they are. The next bird here, and probably the coolest bird that I saw while I was there, is the EEV. This is a very bright red bird with a very bright red curved beak. It's a very fast bird, always flying about all over the place, and it's very hard to sort of get a good photograph of it, but I did my best, and here are just a few of the lovely pictures that I took of it. Maybe I'll put in a video if I actually got a good video. Hawaiian birds in general are very difficult to photograph and video because they are just so fast. They are flying from flower to flower, kind of like just oversized hummingbirds. But honestly, I find hummingbirds a little bit easier to photograph than these ones. The final of the sort of native perching birds of Hawaii that I saw was the elepaio. Apparently, based on where I saw this bird, this is a rare subspecies of the Hawaii elepaio that only lives in the montane mame forest. I also saw the Hawaiian goose, or nene. I only saw one, and it was in downtown Hilo. I did, of course, go looking for the rare palila, which is a critically endangered bird that only lives on the sort of dry, very high forests of Mauna Kea. And I did hike, 8 miles up to go see if I could find it, but it was not there, so I unfortunately don't have any photographs or videos of that particular species, and my attempts to see the other rare honey creepers and other perching birds of sort of the Hawaiian rainforest. Those were also unsuccessful, but still I did see a lot of interesting, cool, and rare birds on this trip. Anyways, those were the birds that I saw in Hawaii. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll be back with some more videos in the future.